Hi there, I'm Lee Moyer. I'm an artist, illustrator, designer, and many other things besides. I'm here because I have pictures on the wall. I am very lucky in that everything I do is art and art related. I'm a freelance illustrator. I have worked for major companies. A couple of years ago, I consulted at MIT, which was a very great honor and a huge surprise to me. But everything I do is about the art. I grew up reading books, loving everything that I came across, from the illustrations of the Oz books by John R. Neal to the marvelous N.C. Wyeth. And everything I saw made me want to draw and paint. And I was diligent, and eventually my work achieved an acceptable level. And I tend to work for all manner of people, from theater companies, for whom I make probably more posters than anyone in America in a given year. I have done world premieres for some remarkable theater professionals, from Craig Wright to Stephen Sondheim, to Stephen King, to John Mellencamp, to Andre 3000. But additionally, I do work for books, illustrations for covers, interiors, as well as games like Dungeons and Dragons. I was a lead designer for the 4th edition of that, and I just love everything. So everything is a challenge, everything's fun, and the human face never gets old. I started my career working in pencil, watercolor, ink, marker, acrylic, oil, all the things. These days, with a few exceptions, I work in pencil. That pencil is transferred to a computer. Inside the computer, I tend to work in a program called Photoshop, but I have also worked in a variety of other programs, media, and the mixing and matching is not a single solid thing. I change it around a good deal, and in this show there are original ink and watercolor, but most everything is digital. When I finished high school, I went to the Corcoran Museum and School of Art in Washington, D.C. I did not attend a school there. I went once because it was the day that all of the art school representatives were present. They hated me. They disliked me enormously because my portfolio was not full of drawings of old shoes or crumpled pieces of paper or the various assignments to which they were used. Instead, my portfolio was full of things that actually interested me, from spaceships to portraiture. And I say they all hated me, that's not true. 3 schools liked me a great deal. The 3 best and most expensive art schools in the United States. I have always fostered a fear of debt, and since none of those schools, that would be the RISD College of Art and Design in Rhode Island, Art Center in Pasadena, and another school in California, were out of state for me, as I lived in Virginia at the time, I elected to go my own way and be a self-taught artist, which sounds very heroic, but in truth it just means I had a fool for a teacher. There's so many things that I could tell you about me that are just bizarre. I once caught the largest fish in the middle of Main Street in Glenwood Springs, Colorado when I was 8. My school had a competition. It's not a competition, it was a lottery. And 2 lucky children from each grade had their names pulled and then got to wade into the gladiatorial combat of an artificial stocked pond in the middle of Main Street, using only one's hands and a fishnet to see what they could capture in 3 minutes' time. I tried the net for the better part of 3 minutes and completely failed because, let's face it, fish are smarter than most 8-year-olds. But when I went to my hands, I ended up catching the largest fish of the day, winning my father a gorgeous fishing reel, which he used, and winning me a very delicious dinner. If I got to pick the piece of art, regardless of expense, location, size, legality, I think that maybe the painting we just saw in Edinburgh by Scottish artist John Duncan where two angels are carrying Saint Bridie away with them. I've admired the piece for many, many years, but seeing it in person was remarkable. The quality of the work is incredible, so beautiful. The characterization, perfect. But all the small designs that I was unaware of when I saw it in a small way were very present when you looked at the piece. Or in the Belvedere Museum in Vienna, there is a painting called The Bad Mothers that is staggering. It's unbelievable, by a man named Giovanni Segantini, not even so famous as John Duncan. It is very wide, not very tall, and all the pictures I'd seen made it appear to be a river, a flowing river with trees coming out of that river, with people in the trees, hanging from the trees by their hair maybe. Very strange, very odd picture. In person, we learned that it was not a river at all, that it was snow. There's nothing like it. I can't imagine what caused it to be created, but it's so strange that it would just be a fascinating goad to work. If I have any advice for anyone, it's that you're all coming up in a better time than I did. The resources that are available to you are unbelievable, literally unthinkable to my younger self. The internet is spectacular. There are schools of concept art in Hong Kong whose online tutorials are better than any class I've ever taken. The more we understand, the better our work becomes. It's about observation, discernment, and just plain old work. I am very easy to contact through my websites, leemoyer.com, as well as leemoyer.ninja. The .com is a major site that looks like, I don't know, any major or even minor ad agency. But the Ninja site is full of more obscure things that I tuck away because I don't want to scare major clients.